Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. I'm your host, Colors Fade. This
I shall attend to it in a trice.
is episode 71, the Coronation of Sarevok. So we're arriving here in the big room. We're getting toward the end of the game here. So here's Belt. Now that all of our guests have arrived, we can begin.
This is a special occasion for the city of Baldur. This is a special occasion for the city of Baldur.
It's time for a new person to join the ranks of Grand Dukes. I do not wish to downplay the tragedy that we suffered with the loss of Ent'ar Silvershield. This is not the time for us to show grief.
The votes have been tallied from those submitted by the landowner. The result was nearly unanimous. The result was nearly unanimous.
Has his condition improved at all? Has his condition improved at all? What about the rumors of armed mobilizing for war? Why aren't we mobilizing for war? With our iron preparing for war? How are we to defend us? Iron shortage. Who will give us the iron we need? What of the iron we need? I've heard that they may be somehow involved. I've heard that they may be somehow involved. Was poisoned by members of the Shadow Team. Was poisoned by members of the Shadow Team. Kill our leaders. They're obviously trying to kill our leaders.
All of your questions will be answered in due time.
Ent'ar was killed by Shadow Thieves. Ent'ar was killed by Shadow Thieves. If it isn't obvious to the rest of you, it's obvious to me. It's obvious to me.
The evidence we have about Ent'ar's murder of the Shadow Thieves does resemble the work of the
Resembles? That's ridiculous. The signature left behind on the body was the mark of the Shadow Thieves. Are you blind and stupid woman? Are you blind and stupid woman?
The signature left behind was very blatant. The signature left behind was very blatant. And could have been
Who would want to mislead us? Who would want to
The
mislead
guy in the big
us?
dark armor over
I
there.
could interject something before this meeting degenerates into meaningless bickering.
We are here to welcome our new Grand Duke, so perhaps we should get on with it. Introducing the new Grand Duke, Sarevok Anchev. I am honored to be here before such a respected assemblage of noblemen. I accept my new position with full awareness to my new responsibilities, and I will have many of them. I would first like to address many of the questions that have been asked earlier. The rumors about Am's mobilization for war are entirely true, as this is the involvement of their Zentarium cohorts. But do not worry, we are not bereft of defense. Although the recent Zentish attempt at depriving us of the most valuable war resource, iron, has weakened us, it has not crippled us. When my father was recently murdered, I inherited his control over the western branch of the Iron Throne. They have a great deal of stockpiled iron, enough for all our needs. I will give this to the city to do with as you will. Unfortunately, our greatest military commander lies on his deathbed, a grievous blow to the city. To ensure that the Flaming Fist is well led, I will be assuming control of the mercenary regiment, with permission from its current steward, Angelo.
Wait one moment. That is not in your power to decide. That is not in your power to decide.
Sarevok speak. Shut up. Let Sarevok
Instead of waiting for the war to come to us, we will take it to them. With the Flaming Fist, we should be able to easily take to the town of Nashkill and then quickly fortify the mountain pass through the cloud peaks. What? Who dares to interrupt? That'd be us. A whole bunch of doppelgangers just take off and expose themselves for who they really are. So now it's time to fight. Gotta figure out what the heck I'm gonna do here. So all kinds of doppelgangers running around on the screen. We'll get someone to attack everyone. We're gonna summon some monsters here. That's what these wands are really useful for. And we got people hasted, so everything's going to speed up. Got a big, huge ogre in the center now and some wolves.
Hello?
She's going to hit him with the holy wand.
I cannot.
Yeah, the Wand of Fear is mostly useless. Gosh, it's such a good item in low level, but later on it's not very effective. Things like doppelgangers and all the other different creatures that you run into in this game are so often immune to things like fear, or horror, or hold. Crowd control in Baldur's Gate pretty much sucked. That's why your best offense was always just go for maximum damage. Shoot fireballs and stuff. And use as many summons as possible so that things aren't hitting you. It's a far contrast to a game I'm also playing right now that I'm not putting on YouTube. Is I'm running through Divinity Original Sin 2 for the first time. That game is all about crowd control. It's a pretty awesome game. So there's Sarevok standing there. We've wiped everybody out. Belt says, "It was lucky that such brave people as yourselves intervened on our behalf. Is there anything that I can do for you in return?" I say, well, take a look at these documents we have. Sarevok is the one who tried to kill you, had Entar killed, and nearly killed Elton. I'll take a look, but if you're wrong, the punishment for such false accusations is severe. Angelo, those people are the ones wanted on multiple counts of murder. Kill them! These men are not to be touched until I have finished reading these documents. You don't need to read that document, but since I know you're too stupid to take my advice, I'll just take your head. Uh-oh. Now there's going to be a whole bunch of fighting against Sarevok here. It's going to be our first chance to actually get to whack him. Having played the game a bazillion times before, I know that you can't kill him here, so I don't know what the trigger is, if his hit points get so low or what, but he'll take off and run.
You're a queer fellow.
Go ahead, out of here. None of your spells are really going to matter anyways. Sarevok, cast hold person, nothing happens. Flaming Fist, come in. You and I aren't finished yet, Kane. I'll kill you just as I killed Gorion. The only way you'll ever live in peace is if you kill me first. Well, that's the plan, buddy. Dimension Door. Winsky Perorate. You guys need to kill her.
What you want?
Or him. Whatever it is, that wizard. Whack it.
Let's talk more fight. Let's talk.
Ah, he's gonna get away. Oh well. Well, there he goes. He made his escape. We need to loot a bunch of stuff. I think it is in your best interest to hunt Sarevok and kill him before he does the same to you. I think you're right. The only problem is finding the bastard. Through the power of my god, I should be able to divine his location. Just wait a moment, and I'll tell you where he has gone. Better than Google Earth, man. How convenient. He has been teleported to the Thieves Guild. I will dimension fold you where he has gone. From there, you can follow him and kill him. Good luck. Just going to do a little teleportation. What is this? Seems like everyone's crashing in on the Thieves Guild these days. First that huge armored guy, and now you. You better tell me what you're here about, and right quick, or you're in a lot of trouble. We're tracking down Sarevok, the huge armored guy. Where did he go? He went down the stairs right over there. He was sure in a hurry. If you're going after the guy, it'd probably be good of you to get a little more prepared than you look. Down there's the Thieves' Horns, and they're really dangerous. Go talk to Black Lily over in the storeroom by the stairs. She'll give you some good prices on equipment. I even hear that she sells some magical stuff. Well, that seems like a plan to me. That's the game's in-character dialogue way of saying, dudes, there's no return after this. This is the end game. Coincidentally, by the way, the trailer for Avengers 4 Endgame just came out yesterday. I'm so excited about that. I also love that the trailer really didn't give anything away, which made me really happy. So we're going to do a little buying and selling, and while I'm doing this, I'll take the time to explain what's going on here. I had actually recorded this whole episode with my brand new microphone, which is so nice, by the way. And I like it because it's not on a headset. It's a separate mic, which is how all the pro YouTubers go, I believe. At any rate, it's very nice, but it has a button that I accidentally pressed that causes, that mutes it, which is great when I want to drink or have to cough a lot. And I'm still training myself to use the button. But anyways, I recorded this whole episode without audio, and so now I'm replaying it with audio. So here we go. Violet Stiletto. Blast you all thrice over. I don't know who you be, but if you are in league with him that cut me down, you can all go straight to Hades. May the spirits of those that built this maze take you down. You look injured. Who has done this to you? Oh, I said, I mean you no harm. I only here to find Sarevok. You got me best wishes if you were hunting him down. Flew by me he did, and only paused to stick me for the fun of it. Vicious bastard he is. The trap's head will likely claim him, even with that mage he was dragging along with him. Ha! I mean, no. No, I won't be doing that. I ain't never seen anyone walk out of that maze alive. Not that you won't survive or anything. I bet you just waltz through without a problem. Yes, sir, I'll just wait here to hear about it, though. I ain't got no wish to meet the undead that maintain her, nor the jellies that keep her clean. Gotta catch my breath, you understand. Where does the maze lead? I don't rightly know, though it is said there's a city beneath this one. Some archaeologist, smart-arse sage might be able to tell you more about it. It's not a proper city down there, you understand. Just the remains. Not surprising, really. If the site that Baldur's Gate is built on is so appealing, it would figure that there would have been one built here before. I care little. Nothing but dead down there now. Get moving. I understand. Rest you well. What were you doing down here in this room? Playing cards by yourself? Alright. So anyways, you gotta go through this maze. And this is, uncoincidentally, my second least favorite part of the first Baldur's Gate game. I really, really despise that right here at the end game, what you have to basically do is walk through a maze with traps. It's like, that's the best design you guys could come up with. I'd rather just get to the undead city underneath this, underneath Baldur's Gate and fight a bunch of really cool minions. Which also, I think uncoincidentally, is what happens in Pillars of Eternity 2. Has a really cool undercity. This is just me using Coran to try to find my way through the maze. There's not a whole lot that impressively happens over the next 15 minutes. This maze is just one long big annoyance, and it's designed strictly, I think, to draw out your playtime on the game. But yeah, as I was saying, I recorded the whole episode. There was no sound. I started listening to these new episodes to get ready to upload them, and I was like, there was no sound. So now I'm watching the episode and doing my commentary later.
It shall be as you wish.
But also, I haven't actually seen this video in at least 2 weeks. That's how far behind I am on uploading things. So I have very little recollection of what actually happens in this maze. Because the last couple of weeks have been taken up by playing Divinity Original Sin 2, a very little bit of Civ 5 as I'm trying to slog my way through that game. I was hoping Civilization 5 would be more like old Civilization 2 or Galactic Civilizations 3, which I love to play, and it is not. It's probably a game I'm going to play one time and be done with it. I might play it a second time, we'll see, but in my current Civilization 5 game, I've been declared war on by every faction in the world, so being a warmonger in that game is not easy. I didn't realize it wasn't going to be easy, and so it's been a challenge to play. Something I would like to put on my channel soon here is Hormvor from the Galactic Civilization 3 forums has released what he calls a community patch, and I was doing some work with him to find some bugs in it. I discovered that the Klingons and one other race had some bugs that caused the game to crash. He's grabbed some ships and factions from some other people, and you can basically all the Star Trek factions on one map if you use his mods. But at the same time, a lot of his mods did some things that I wasn't very fond of. So Hornworth thankfully took his mods and made them modular, so you can elect to not install certain portions. So all the changes he made to Intrigue are things that I won't be installing, but I am looking forward to doing a Galactic Civilizations playthrough, Galactic Civilizations 3 playthrough, with a good portion of his community patch and all the Star Trek races, and see how that works out. The mustard jelly. So there are a bunch of jellies that keep these hallways clean. Wow, that's just blowing my mind for the end of this game. This is the thing with Baldur's Gate. The second game is so much better, and I'm already several episodes recorded into it that I can't wait to upload. It's such a better game. The one thing that I have against Baldur's Gate 2 is that there are too many good companions, and that's made even worse by the fact that the Enhanced Edition adds a whole bunch of terrible companions. So there's just too many companions. But Baldur's Gate 2 is a superior game to this one. Baldur's Gate 1 has just so many good, memorable moments, but on the whole, the game isn't consistent enough. Like this maze here at the end of the game is completely lame and dumb compared to the Cloakwood Mines. The Cloakwood Mines were great. You know, the Cloakwood Mines are a great adventure. The Nashkill Mines, even at level 1, are fun. And going through the forest and trying to rescue Dynahair from the Knolls and the Knoll Fortress is also just better than this end game part here, where it's just go through the mine, go through these hallways looking for traps and fighting jellies and later skeletons. It's like, are you kidding me? This is what you came up with for the end of the game? So it's...
Yes?
That's my problem with Baldur's Gate 1. It's just the inconsistency of the game.
Life isn't luck, be a lady.
I don't appreciate that the quality control wasn't there all the way through. There's a ladder there that you can't actually go up, so it's useless. I don't know where it goes. I'm wondering if it didn't used to go somewhere in the early designs of this level, and then later on they figured, no, we're getting to the point where we need to finish the game and do the release, so let's just create this maze, get to the Undercity, and call it into it. So we're still fighting jellies. You can see that this maze just seems like it goes on forever, and in fact it was some designer on the team who loves mazes. This was his wet dream, because he just got a whole huge map to make one giant maze out of, which is pretty much extra lame, in my opinion. Yeah, you can see how big it is. It's like, oh my gosh, it goes on forever. It does. It goes on for as much space as they could make in a single map. It's as big as the city of Baldur's Gate itself, and it's just a giant maze. And now there's a flaming demon guy. Oops. This could be a problem.
What is your luck?
Everybody come on. Doomguard. Oh man, get out of there. Yeah, he swung and missed. Get him. Doomguards are tough. They got high. And Doomguard, Koran, it's immune to his damage, so it doesn't like piercing, apparently. Fortunately, he can get slashed and crushed, I think. But here I am, not micromanaging the game, just letting people swing and hit. I would have to say that's where modern video games have really done much better than games like Baldur's Gate here, is with the amount of attention to detail and micromanagement that you have to do to win on harder difficulty levels. And I'm thinking of like Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 and Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2. They have the easier story mode difficulty levels where you can basically play it just like Baldur's Gate here, where you can just say auto attack everybody and periodically use some spells and you're good to go. But the higher difficulty levels are so great because you got to pay attention to things like, what are the character's defenses? Is it immune to any of my attacks? Is it what do I need to actually attack it with? And I like that. I like that part about Pillars of Eternity, and I like that about the Divinity Original Sin games. I like the added complexity. And here comes a big, huge bolt of lightning that comes through and wipes out my party because I finally ran into a trap. So thankfully I've been quick saving this whole time. So I got very tired of having Coran look for traps and not finding any traps. But my memory from years and years and years ago of playing this game was that there were traps in this maze. And so as I ran around that corner, I decided to stop looking for traps, and sure enough, that's right when you run into it. Right when you think you're safe. So that would be the one good design part of this dungeon. Right when you think you're safe, here come the traps. So let's see if I can get through it this time without we'll try to come up with a little better plan. I think everybody standing in line of sight of that lightning bolt is not a good idea.
Yes.
Who's taking all day to get over there?
Great
Oh, there he is. Coran. Come on, man.
Great beauty.
Alright. Gonna do some things here. Look at some potions I totally underutilize. Potions in this game. I've never been very good at potion management in any of my role-playing games. Potions are always one of those things that I hoard because I think, oh, I'll need them later. And then here it is, the very end of the game. And I'm like, maybe I should use a potion now. And I have to say, inventory management in Baldur's Gate 1 was just hell. It got slightly better in 2 because they gave you more of these bags. But inventory management is definitely one of the drawbacks of the games. You still have to remember this is just one of the first really good top-down role-playing games that came out on the computer. This was like the first. So, of course, they were going to make some mistakes. There's the trap. Disarm it. Now we got a skeleton. Now draw him out. Ooh, and use those. Oh, that's awesome. I'm using the exploding arrows, but he doesn't like.
What is it this time?
Everybody's gonna turn over the side, and then I need to be really, really smart here and change his arrows over. Otherwise, those guys are gonna come around the corner. Oh, and see, he just did that. Coran just did that. So I have to reload the game because I'm an idiot. He had those exploding arrows, which is brilliant, but I left them armed on his bow. They were the active arrows in his quiver. And so Coran shoots one at a skeleton really close by and nukes everybody. And now I'm like, let's try something else.
Wherever fate takes me.
Let's try a different plan. Those exploding arrows, by the way, are very, very handy at the end of the game here. I spent a lot of money on those. A lot of money. They're really expensive, but they're pretty necessary. He's got to get both of these things disabled, and then he's got to run for his life. Get out of there. This is the time to use potions to heal yourself, and the rest of the party here can. Yeah. You heal him. Heal our man. Make him better. Yeah, there you go. Now get him. Attack. Attack, my friends. Oh, yeah. Nice. Some ogres. Oh, my guy is just getting pummeled. Yeah, come over here. Heal. Do your thing. Oh, yeah, and turn undead. I forgot about that. Have the turn undead ability. Can help, but she didn't turn into one of these guys, so. Jeez. Whacked. Alright. He's gonna do some. Swallow those potions, boys and girls.
How may I be of assistance?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about doing my next Divinity Original Sin 2 playthrough as a YouTube experience, because my first time through I did not take Fane the skeleton,
Yes?
because it is harder to play undead in that
You
game.
have but to ask.
So I'm really considering doing it, and that'll depend greatly on feedback from other people and this channel as to whether I do that or not. But I have to say, just like a lot of turn-based games like the XCOM series and the first Divinity Original Sin, the game definitely has that reverse difficulty curve. Man, it's first half of the game can be really brutal, and then later in the second half of the game when you start to get the source, the really powerful source abilities, holy crap. It just gets so much fun to have battles in that game and blow stuff up. And I got a pyro mage who's just an absolute maniac. Hobgoblins. Crack me up. See if you can. Oh, did I put the boots of speed on him? Yeah, or is he just hasted? No, I put the boots on him. That was a smart decision. He needs to have those. Any more? The only problem with the boots of speed is you can go too fast and run over a trap before you can detect it. But
It shall be as you wish. Yes? It shall be as you wish.
we're inching toward the end of this episode, thankfully, mercifully, really. And I'll warn everybody that something else I did on the next episode. I think it's the next episode. Let me look. Yeah, the next episode, episode 72, is actually the end of the game. And the fight with Saravok took me several tries. So I spliced the video. I cut out the middle where I'm dying and reloading, and you're going to get to see the one good battle where I finally figured out a strategy that worked, and I got the random number generator to roll in my favor a little bit. That Saravok fight is tough. Yeah, I'm scrolling back to look at this maze. I'm like, for good God's sakes, does it keep going on? So, yes, it does. It keeps going. And every time that you get somewhere, you want to grab the rest of the party and bring them with you. Especially because you don't want them going down hallways. And I'm trying to figure out what those red paint marks are on the sides of the walls. I thought, well, maybe they're markers for where traps are, because that'd be really cool. That'd be really useful for other people who use this maze to pass through. But, and you can see some of them have green paint on the walls, but I don't think that's anything more than just... Oh, and the magic message followed me around. Oh, I did run into a trap. But I've got plenty of potions. So. Getting to the end, I don't think that middle part is where you need to go. And that's not the end. There's no end there. There's no doorway or hatch or anything. So close, though. So close to the end. Next episode is the very last episode, and then you can move on with this series to Baldur's Gate 2, which has been so much more fun. I'm actually looking forward to getting done recording the voice for this episode so that I can get back to playing it. I'm kind of playing alongside with Divinity Original Sin 2, which is not being YouTubed, so when I don't want to have to talk into a microphone, I'm playing Divinity, and when I do feel like rambling around with my voice, I crack open Baldur's Gate 2, which is just, again, it's just such a fun game. From the get-go, from the jump, it's just a superior game to this, and it's still easily in my top 5 role-playing games of all time, and certainly in my top 5 party-based role-playing games of all time. I think you really have to differentiate between single-player role-playing games and party-based ones. I'd have a different top 5 list for each, because obviously games like The Elder Scrolls are single-player first-person games, and they're great.
What is it this time? What is it this time?
And then party-based ones like this and the Divinity games. And Dragon Age Origins has to be on a top 5 list for party-based role-playing games. It's fantastic. I need to play that game again because it still holds up so well today.
You're at the end of your rope, I'll wait.
Winsky Perorate, the mage that got teleported. Well, I thought it would be you. Quite the little family reunion shaping up now, isn't it? I knew you would follow. You two are of the same blood. You must take the fight to him lest he strike you down at his leisure. Not that it will matter. You have already beaten him. His plans are in ruins and his allies are fleeing in droves. Such glorious goals they were, though none understood the true desire behind them. None but me, that is. Unfortunately, I am now expendable, but I expect no less. What was your role in this? Why did you help him if you knew you were to be cast aside? Oh, I'm going to go with this. What did you hope to gain by all this? Must have known that inciting war with Am would eventually expose him. You must know his plan by now. You have practically followed his every move. Likely you are driven by the same desires as well, though you have channeled them in a different fashion. No, war with Am was not his true goal. Sarevok is no profiteer. The slaughter was all he wanted, with enough lives lost in the initial battles to ignite the fire in his own divine blood. He thought death on the appropriate scale would cause him to ascend. Perhaps he would have. But who can really say? If you have the arrogance of a god and can kill like a god, who's to say you're not a god? Sarevok, trying to ignite the own divinity in the blood of his Baal father that came down. His plans are monstrous. What am I? Oh, and your role in this atrocity? Who are you to Sarevok? What was my role? I was Sarevok's mentor and tutored him in the blackest of rituals. If he had succeeded, there is no doubt I would be among the dead, but my name would live on in his wake. There are things beyond death if you die in the right fashion, and how could there not be a place in history for the architect that shaped the actions of the ascending lord of murder? You would not understand. You were born to affect the realms. The rest of us must carve our own place by whatever means necessary. Interesting. Where has he hidden himself? I will end this tonight. Oh, Sarevok is not intent on hiding. You have stripped him of any pretense. There is no longer any point in him maintaining his respectable veneer. Only the most fanatical or fearful of his allies stand by him now. He will gather what resources he can and move on. Of course, he knows that you must come to confront him, and that is to his advantage to choose the battleground. There is an altar in the Undercity. It was to be where the ritual would take place, but now serves as his last refuge. If you do not go to him, he will strike you at his leisure. Ritual? What was he planning? The war with Am makes no sense. You must know his plan by now. You have practically followed his every move. Yeah, and I read that already. It's like, interesting. Your charity is admirable. You have definitely taken a separate path than Sarevok, though I wonder if it shall truly matter in the end. Leave me. I am no longer a threat to you or anyone. I'm just going to rest here a while. Alright. So here we go. We're going to cross down into the Undercity. This is a screen courtesy of the Beamdog people for the enhanced edition of Baldur's Gate. This was not something that existed in the original game. So now you are in the Undercity, and with 18 seconds left to go, I'm going to say my usual sign-off. As always, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. If you leave a question or comment, I will do my best to answer. Folks, this was episode 71. 72 is next. It's the very end of the game. Jump on board and then climb on with your episode 1 of the next game. Thanks for watching, everyone.